And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. So guys, sorry for that sort of pixelating, it's my sort of lighting. I haven't got enough time to sort of finish it, but we're here to sort of react to the result of Rangers going out to the Champions League. PSV 5, Rangers 1, or on the aggregate score, PSV 7, Rangers 3. Look, it was a shower of shit, let's be perfectly honest with you. Not a good enough performance from Rangers. I really did expect a little bit more from the football club. I did expect a little bit more from Rangers, especially from what I've seen last week in that game. But to go through it, the first half especially, my goodness me. Okay, so the first half, look, was okay. I could see the game plan. We knew PSV were going to have a lot of the ball. We knew their situation was going to be the case. We knew that they were going to have most of the possession, and that sort of transpired in the way that they were playing, of course, and then got the goal. Again, defensively not good enough in the area where they managed to cut inside and then put the ball into the area. Again, we're just not communicating well. The defenders seemed a bit misaligned. And yeah, very, very tough one to take in terms of that first goal. Going into the second half, I did feel in the stream, I did say, oh, if we get in at half time, look, it's not the end of the world. We can go in there half time, regroup and go again. But I just feel like we came out in the second half, we weren't good enough. I really don't think we were good enough. Oh my God, it's kicking off here between some players, the Rangers and PSV players actually. Sorry, I'm just getting slightly distracted. But yeah, we came out in the second half and we didn't play good enough. We really didn't play good enough. And defensively, kind of all over the place. When Barisic went off the park, it did seem it sort of derailed from there. They obviously got their second. Again, more defensive mistakes, lack of communication. Then we go up and get the other goal. And I'm thinking, okay, right, well, we've got the goal back and we've got a bit of time now in terms of, for 20 minutes, can we try and take it to extra time? Can we try and do something? However, that wasn't going to be the case. We weren't able to create or go up the other end and stay defensive. You know, the first opportunity they got to go forward after our goal, you know, we conceded from a free kick. So we were our own worst enemy in that area defensively. And Lammers doesn't do enough to get up. And I'm not sure why Goldson wasn't marking. And then the fourth goal goes in and it's just game over from there. Again, just going forward, it's fine margins at this stage. You kind of think when we went 3-1 down, Rami Matondo hitting the post, well, what bit of play from him. Is that a situation that we probably should have capitalised on? As I say, fine margins. He scores that goal, we get one goal back. But then again, PSV go up the other end and take and score. So it can be fine margins. If Matondo had scored that goal, then we could be sitting here, with a comeback on our hands again. But you know, just defensively, and that own goal was horrendous. Connor Goldson and Butland. I'm not saying it summed up the defense. The lack of communication when coming for the corners, coming from set pieces, no communications between the defensive line. I just felt that from the start, and again with that own goal, just felt that was the case. Now, to move on to the fact that we're going into the Europa League, it is what it is. I didn't really expect us to go to the Champions League, let's be perfectly honest, when I first seen us lose to Kilmarnock at the start of the season. So I'm not going to sit here and begrudge the team as such. And if we went out of the Champions League with a real fight and there wasn't too much, you know, the better team won. I do think PSV are the better team, of course, so I do have to congratulate them, unfortunately. But you know, that second half was worrying. It's absolutely worrying that defensively we're not good enough. We're not good enough to go against Celtic and even compete in the Europa League, really, with that defence and making those mistakes. They were howlers. They were really, really bad mistakes. And we can't be doing that going into Europe and going into cup competitions, going into the Old Firm this weekend, because we will get exposed. And I know Celtic aren't good at the moment and whatever, but they are making signings towards the end. And as I said, they've just brought in a winger and they're bringing in a defender that I've spoke about a lot on the channel. I said Nat Phillips is a perfect player to come in for us. For our defence. But I don't know why Bill's so ignorant not to think that we need another player. We need more players. We aren't the finished article. And I've said, you know, we're getting carried away with Celtic's bad start of the season, but we're not good enough. We're still not good enough. We need a new addition. On the left back, that's Barisic injured. Ridvan's injured. Are we going to have Dujon Sterling really covering as a right-footed fullback in the left every single game going forward because they're injured? No, we need another left back. We need some more depth in these sort of players. And if we want to compete on all fronts, we need some more depth. So whatever it is, like, it was a disappointing defensive display today. Positives, Cantwell. Again, I always give Cantwell the positives because he's probably the only good player. Rabby, I mean, he got into there as well, decent positions and worked hard and got into areas. Tavernier as well, a bit of a clutch player defensively. Yeah, there's question marks. But, it wasn't good. We didn't cover ourselves in glory today. And even Jack Butland, despite that sort of howler for the own goal, without a few of his saves, it could have even been worse tonight. But I'm just super glad we're out the Champions League now after that second half. I was optimistic ahead of it. Do want to go into the Champions League? Yeah, of course I wanted to go in the Champions League, but that's just going to be PTSD of last year, getting absolutely pumped. And I can't be asked with that again this year. So we're going into the Europa League. The Europa League is a competition which, of course, is easier, but look, there's some good sides in there. We're going into pot 2 by the seams of things because of Dinamo Zagreb's and Ajax's results. So we're not going into our pot 1 as usual. There's some good teams in pot 1. What can I say? There's some good sides within the pot 1. And look, we need to make sure that we just do okay in the Europa League. I wouldn't even care about dropping into the Conference League, honestly, this year. I think we're still at the start of our journey, and to be doing something in Europe would be a bit better. We're going to go into the Europa League. Let's just try and do something. The draw's on Friday. Let's put this behind us. The Champions League's done. And again, if there's a lot of Rangers fans that are a bit disappointed with tonight's result, as I am, it's maybe the manner of the defeat. But remember the last time we got knocked out in the Champions League qualifiers. What did we go on to do that season? Oh yeah, the Europa League final. So it's not the end of the world just because we have lost this one. There's still a lot to be positive about. I do think PSV are a bit further into their journey than we are. They are a good side, winning cups, and I know they don't really win the league, but they're favourites to win the league title this year. They've done a lot. They're winning together, the spine of their team for a little while. De Jong, Zangara, all these sort of players. Benitez were there all last year and learning their lesson. We've got a brand new team, so we've just literally just got to just keep going with the process and just remember that we're still a new team. We're still at the start of this, 4 or 5 games in. I don't think any Rangers fan really expected to go into the Champions League, to be perfectly honest with you, this season. We're in the Europa, and that's what we've got to do. We've just got to go with the Europa this year and just try and try and qualify for the knockout stages and go on a European journey. That's just what we've got to do. And to be honest, I don't want to sound defeatist. I don't care if that's the Conference League or the Europa League. I seen the Conference League last year. It's probably our level, to be honest, this season, and work our way up. But let's just take it as it is. Enjoy the Europa League, but now we've got to look towards the last few days of the transfer window. And I said, I hope Bill does pull his finger out and get somebody in. We need a few more additions. And if he's not going to be happy with our attacking players, again, Lewis Palmer, the Celtic took 2 good signings, I think, as well. I don't want to make this stream about them, but Lewis Palmer, what was wrong with him? Why didn't we make a move for him? He's really, really good numbers as well, and now he's gone over there. And I swear to God, if he does work at Celtic, I'm going to be super pissed off, because that was our signing that we were supposed to be taking. So I'm a bit pissed off with regards to some of the signings that maybe they're doing at the end of the transfer window, signings that I think we should have been doing, like a winger in that position that has numbers to his game, I would have loved. And of course a centre-back as well. They're going to get Nat Phillips and they've got Lewis Palmer. So I'm a bit frustrated on that front. I feel like we do need to go into the transfer market. We still need to do a bit of work. Even though there's just 1 day left, I feel like we need to add a few more additions, but we'll certainly see tomorrow, and hopefully we have got, I say 2 new signings in through the door, because we need it. We really do need it. And then we obviously focus on Celtic. The only saving grace, really, I know this is the Champions League, and maybe I'm holding the standards quite high, but I don't want to lose that lot next weekend. I really don't. So I always what it is. I'm frustrated, yes, but is it the end of the world? No. I mean, we're at the start of a journey, and we just got to go with the process, trust the process, and enjoy the Europa League going forward. That's just what we've got to do. That's it. But I'm going to take a few of the live comments and stuff like that, guys. Let me know down there in the live chat what your thoughts are on the game. If you haven't already hit that like button yet, please consider doing so and subscribing to the channel. Let's try and get this to 100 likes. Let's have a little read through some comments. Celtic going in the Champions League to get money. Definitely won't qualify for the groups, and will be enjoyable watching them get pumped every game. I mean, they can go to the Champions League. They're not going to do anything in Europe. Then they're not good. I mean, I was saying in stream, I mean, I would rather be at Rangers in Europe. I mean, yeah, we're going into the Europa League, but really, then are they good enough for the Champions League? No, they're shit. They're embarrassing in European football. Champions League. No Scottish team is good enough for the Champions League. Let's just be real. Let's just be real about it. We're not good enough. We go in there to make the numbers and get some money. Yes, it's great, but save the embarrassment. I don't want anything like last year. I'd rather go be competing and go do something in the Europa League and the Europa Conference League this season. Again, we'll find out who we get on Friday. I'm optimistic. I'm fucking gutted that we're in pot 2 now, though, but it is what it is. We've got to turn our heads now towards the group stages. Sorry, not group stages, to the weekend. We've got a huge game this weekend, and we really need to make sure that we beat Celtic. They're not in a good place right now, but I think they'll come good over time. They've made some good additions, it pains me to say, in terms of who they're linked with at the moment, making some late things and working on some of the problems. But we need to work on our issues as well. So that's all I've already got for you guys. Do let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tomorrow is the last day of the transfer window. Hopefully a signing or 2. I think we need 2, but probably get nothing. But it is what it is. And then Friday, guys, we've got the Europa League draw. So we'll find out who we've got in the Europa League and then take it from there. But enjoy your nights, Rangers fans. Keep your head up. And as I said, we've got a massive game on Sunday. And I hope the players don't let us down.